famous comic book artist Todd McFarlane, the creator of Spawn, one of the most popular characters from Image Comics in the 90s, he's going to direct a Spawn movie starring Jamie Foxx, which I think surprises a lot of people. Now, Jamie Foxx, of course, you know who Jamie Foxx is. His last, superhero comic book role was as the villain Electro in Amazing Spider-Man 2 with Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man. That didn't go over that well. So you would think that he would maybe want to leave the world of comic book movies behind, but he hasn't. He's going to play the titular character in Spawn. Now, for those of you who don't know, Spawn, the background of Spawn, he was one of the darker, hardcore heroes, anti-heroes back in the old days in the 90s. His origin is he was like an agent, a government agent, like for the CIA or the military, like that kind of agency. And he did bad things for the military, and he was on a mission or something, and his fellow agents or something, they betrayed him and killed him. I forget why, and his soul went to hell. But when his soul went to hell, he made a pact with some demon to be able to see his wife. And, but the demon tricked him and didn't tell him the details of the deal, which is how it always goes when you make pacts with devilish entities. He was sent, I think 5 years later. He thought he would see his wife right away, but it was later in time. And she was married to somebody else. And he was given all these weird demonic powers and stuff like that. And other stuff happened, but he became like this supernatural entity who would fight, I think, both evil, demonic and angelic creatures and others as Spawn. And that was what happened in the origin. Now, that guy's name, I forget what that guy's name was, that character's name, but in the movies, the guy Jamie Foxx is playing has a different name, so I don't know if they're going to have a different origin or character or not. Now, Spawn was previously, in a movie that came out in the 90s starring Michael Jai White, and John Leguizamo played the villain or whatever. And I think that movie was moderately successful. I don't remember. I saw it. I thought it was okay, but I don't think it was a huge hit. But they're doing it again, and McFarlane, who created Spawn, is going to direct, like I said. Now, I have concerns about whether or not McFarlane can handle a movie like this, because I think he's kind of an untested director. And I don't know what kind of directing background he has, but now he's going to direct, a low-budget sci-fi action movie, I think with about a budget of 10 to 15 million. So, it's not like they're giving him a $100 million budget. That's something he definitely wouldn't be ready for. But something with a lower budget, okay, cool, maybe he can do it. But I'm concerned, is he going to be able to handle an action movie properly? But we'll see. But he's of course have given interviews about it, so let's see what he says. I'm on Newsarama, and he did say that this movie's not going to be an origin movie. It's going to pick up right in the middle, where Spawn left off. I mean, right in the middle, Spawn is already Spawn. It's not going to tell his origin. If you want to see something creepy and powerful where you go, just what the hell was that? I'm not going to explain how Spawn does what he does. He is just going to do it. We'll eventually do some of the background if we make a trilogy, but that's not this first movie. The first movie is just saying, do you believe? And if you believe, then that's good, because I'm hoping to take you for a long ride with this franchise. Now he talks about, I think, what will happen in this movie, the tone of it, and what his vision is for the type of, specifically what he's going to do with this movie. And I thought this was actually intriguing. The scariest movies from Jaws to John Carpenter's The Thing or The Grudge and The Ring, the boogeyman doesn't talk. It confuses people because of the comic book store industry. And because they all default into their Captain America mindset, and I keep saying no, get into John Carpenter's mindset or Hitchcock, this is not a man in a rubber suit. It's not a hero that's going to come and save the damsel. It's none of that. At the end of the movie, I'm hoping that the audience will say either, is this a ghost that turns into a man, or is it a man that turns into a ghost? I've got a trilogy in mind here, and I'm not inclined in this first movie to do an origin story. I'm mentally exhausted from origin stories. Now, as for Jamie Foxx, I think Jamie Foxx definitely has the acting chops to do a movie like this. He's most famous, I think, for a lot of his comedies and, comedic dramas. Well, I don't know. He won an Oscar for Ray, and that wasn't a comedy. But I don't think he has done too much work in action movies as he has with others. He has done action before, but he hasn't done it, I guess, as often as the other types of movies. And I'm curious why, someone who, has an Oscar and has been doing all this stuff wants to do a low-budget action movie. Perhaps Jamie Foxx wants to pivot into a different area of his career, and he thinks that by doing Spawn, he'll be able to do more action movies in the future because he doesn't want to do dramas or comedy. Or maybe Jamie Foxx isn't getting a lot of roles these days, and he offered a lot of roles these days, and so this is what he can get. I don't know. I mean, I'm not trying to talk down about Jamie Foxx, but it does seem weird that a star of his caliber would be willing to do a low-budget action movie. I mean, if the budget's 10 to 15 million, You know, I would think he's doing it for less money because Jamie Foxx, whatever kind of salary he would require, would be a significant portion of this budget. So I'm thinking he must be taking a pay cut in order for them to have enough money to do the rest of the special effects or the action scenes or the choreography or whatever they have to do. But you know, I'm intrigued. What do you think? Are you excited to see this Spawn movie directed by Todd McFarlane? And do you like seeing Jamie Foxx play this role? But anyways, thank you for watching. That's my movie update for the day. If you like this video, please like it on YouTube and subscribe to the channel because I appreciate your viewership. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye.